Hi, it's Wayne from JigerATV.ca. I'm just here in my office watching a little bit of YouTube, kind of like you're doing right now. And I came across a video on a channel called Beyond Tinted. The video is called, I got the first ATV jigger ever made. Well, yes you did. He does a really cool walk around video, kind of as he's unloading it from his truck. And it's looks like it'd be a pretty interesting project. Kind of thought it'd be cool to maybe watch it together and make some comments on it. So let's have a watch.
What is going on, guys? So today I just got my jigger delivered.
Nice. Okay, so first reaction, definitely a Jigger 197. You can tell immediately by the two flip-up seats. The Jigger 152 had a one-piece seat, a little bit heavier fiberglass. In the effort of shaving weight and making space for the larger motor, the 197 from the 152, that had two flip-up seats, and they can actually just pop off too if you need to get at the motor, if you're working on it. It just made a little better accessibility of the motor. I'm not sure what those two loops are on the backrest. Usually the backrest pad, which is about 4.5 inches thick or tall, it's usually glued to the fiberglass. I've never seen it bolted on or strapped on, so I'm not really sure what those for. I don't think that's stock. As well as that grab handle on the dash area, I don't think that's stock. Jigger was constantly trying to shed weight to make the jigger lighter in every way possible. So things like that probably wouldn't have been added. They'd be more removed over time.
We don't want to do it?
Yeah, it's a pretty bad hole in the back. Taking those off the truck by yourself sucks.
There we go. Now it should fall right on top of me.
Huh. It's awkward. Axles look in good shape. They're still silver, they're not rusted. There's a gasket behind those 4 bolts, and then there's a little bit of grease and things to keep water from leaking in. But those look in good shape. I will be pausing the video whenever I'm talking. My wife tells me that talking on top of other people talking is apparently bad etiquette.
Really convenient that the tires have 0 air, so it's just the flat hull of the bottom, so it's literally its own ramp.
Because it's a boat.
How close is that back to dropping? Oh, not as close as the front.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, you can tell underneath the where the tires would be right up top, you can still see the stock muffler is there. The Jigger 197 had an external muffler. The 152 had an internal muffler that just faced outwards. So it looks like it's still there, and it looks like either someone painted it black or it's still in good shape. So that's a bonus. Those dashboards all cracked there.
And I don't want to rip the back of it off. Easy as could be. They probably should keep the water.
So yeah, there's probably the original color right there. You notice this is kind of a grayish, bluish gray. Almost every jigger came in some variant of lemon yellow, like that color there, maybe a little shinier. There were some custom colors, but all the colors that would have come from the factory, the color would have been added to the gel coat, so it wouldn't be painted on top. So this piece would be the same color on the top and bottom. So it looked like someone painted this after the fact. It was probably originally a yellow jigger.
Keep the water off the drivetrain gears and such. Give you a little sneak peek.
That piece is the floor pan. The curved piece that's in his hand, that would go over top of the front axle, and then the two side flares cover up the chains to keep your feet out of the dangerous moving parts.
And this is what I was talking about with the powertrain in it. Get these nice little...
Oh, cool. Okay, motors there. The pulleys, the belts are there, the pulleys are there. That flexible metal tube, that was a stock flexible metal tube, is how the exhaust got to the outside. You can see it's a Jiger 197 pulley. It's all intact. It's got a two, I guess, a high range and a low range. You can take the pulley, you can turn it, and it goes in a little farther or out a little more to give it kind of two ranges, two different depths for the belt to go. You see that there in red or / orange.
Covers right here that fold around. I think this is like a snowmobile type engine. Can't see what it says on the side. Rotax?
Yeah, so that's a JLO L197 made in Germany.
I can't tell. If you guys know what kind of engine or who makes this, I'll have to dig into it more. She's a little stuck. But what do you guys think? Do I... Oh, okay, there's the turning on it. Be nice to...
Okay, so there's a control stick. The hand grips are in great shape. Usually those get sun beaten and cracked. That hole right there is where the emblem would go. It has a little chrome cap that has the Jiger logo on it. It's definitely a later model 197 because it's got one brake, that brake lever you see hanging over there. The earlier models had two brakes, one for each side. Realized that it was not really required. When you're braking, you're stopping both. So yeah, just again, things that made this system, made the machine lighter and made the machine less complex.
Throttle cable, you can see no slack at all. But I don't know, with the gear...
Carburetor still on it. It's a little Tillotson carb. That's nice. There's no air cleaner on it. There's usually an air cleaner hood that goes in the front of that with a bit of filtering material. I do have an original one that's cracked and broken, very fragile. I have a friend who's copying it in a 3-dimensional format, so hopefully I can 3D print them at some point in time. Fingers crossed.
Drivetrain right here. Electric motors would be super easy, right? Just throw an electric motor on each side, control left and right. You want to see an EV Jiger, right?
Oh yeah.
What do you guys want to see? What would be the coolest thing?
Electric would be cool.
I think a little diesel.
Okay, so right on the front hood there, you see that little badge? That's the exact same badge that would go on the control stick. That should pop right off and it would go on the control stick. I've seen this before where this badge was up here. I don't know if they came from the factory that way. I have never seen any factory photographs with them there. But I've seen that enough times now to think that maybe in the later days they just used that as the fuel cap as well, because that under that cap is a long silver tube usually that goes down to the fuel tank. So maybe it was used as a fuel cap rather than using a heavier chrome metal one. This would have been lighter, so maybe that is it. But I would probably take that and try and polish up the little rusty spots and put it on the control stick. It would look way cooler.
So would also be cool. God, it's just so cute and ugly at the same time.
Fair. Headlight's still there. Cool.
Yeah, I guess I'll tip it up. Does it have a drain plug? It's like a boat. Oh my God, it has a trailer hitch? Yeah.
I don't think that trailer hitch was stock. I've never seen one on one, and that looks like someone just took a piece of metal and bolted it on.
The back right here? I mean, the motor's really the heaviest thing. The rest of it's just the tub.
Interesting. That little cavity area, that toolbox area, what I call the toolbox, it's kind of a storage bin. There's never usually two holes in it. There's usually only one. I wonder if that either someone cut a hole in it or somebody, this maybe came off a 152 because the steering column was in a little bit different spot and then they cut a new hole. I don't know. That's weird. I've never seen that before.
A little bit harder.
But it's in good shape
on this side. But yeah, I think we're just gonna mess around. Oh no, go back on. No. Hey. I didn't say you could do this. You're making me look bad.
Having those pop off is way more convenient than the 152 if you need to do some work.
But yeah, I think it's pretty much solid other than the corner there and probably every hole that's merges underneath me while I'm driving in the water.
Taking that out with one hand is not easy. They don't come out.
I swear
easy.
I know what I'm doing. Come on. There we go. I'm highly untrained professional.
Oh, there's your other wheel hub.
What's left of this tire?
Okay, so that's the inside rim of the reusable tire. Obviously, it's had all the rubber rotted off. But if you want to make wheel adapters that you can weld on a rim and use a regular rim with regular tires, you take that thing and you just slice off both ends and just keep the centerpiece. It would fit on the original axle, and you can weld it onto a regular rim. I should do a video on that at some point in time, because that would be the best way to do it. So if you have those, you'll want to keep those.
But yeah, so what I was saying. What is that? Oh, that is a gear there. If I just swap this out.
Those might even be the original rubber bands. If you look at the two sprockets on either end, there's like a black rubber band. That rubber band slips off, and then brass pins come out, and then the shaft can be pulled up after it's cleaned a little bit, would slide out from the outside. If you want to remove the axles, you take those pins out, the sprocket stays in place, and once you unbolt the bearings on the outside, that shaft would pull out. But you'd want it way cleaner than that, because it's a pretty tight fit.
I can make this independent, or I swap it this way. Pretty entertaining. I don't know. Comment below and stay tuned for the Jigger build. Also, if anyone has tires or rims for these that can take normal tires, please let me know. If you've seen anything, also please let me know.
So you can see there too, it even has the original nut and the little flared washer. That flared washer needs to turn around the other way, and that's actually what holds the wheel hub on. So yeah, you even have those. They always get lost.
Well, thanks for checking it out, and stay tuned for the Audi build. This is I think they're the 70s. They're amphibious vehicles. This tire is no.
197s would have been 67, 68. Obviously nothing after 68. That's when Jigger Corporation ceased to exist. Then you saw the Jigger Versatrek, the Breton Versatech come after that, the hydraulic ones. But for the belt-driven, clutch-driven Jiggers, yeah, the 197 was the last one, and that would have been, yeah, 1967, 1968.
Longer attached, neither. So it's gonna need all new tires. It's gonna need a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
I was actually
those wheel
gonna flip it
hubs
upside down to try and keep some of the water off all the sprockets and gears and things like that. But I might just tarp it, or I might just honestly just flip it upside down. That should work pretty well. I'm probably gonna do that.
Flip it upside down.
Just to try and stop some of this stuff from rusting, because I mean you can see it starting. But that is not the point of the video.
That is a very cool project. I'm excited to see what you're gonna do with it. If you're not gonna restore it, if there's any factory parts that you're not gonna need, please join the Facebook Jigger ATV group. There are people who, if they're restoring a Jigger 187, could probably use those parts. The exhaust, it's all there. Your clutches are there. The belts are even there. The belts may be getting old, but at least you could size for new ones. So yeah, but boy, yeah, it's in great shape. Lots of good parts, but yeah, electric would be very cool. Yeah, a lot of cool things. Looking forward to seeing how that goes. I'll be paying attention. I'm making sure I'm going to subscribe right now. Okay, cool. All right, well, thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. And I'll be keeping my eye out for other videos on YouTube that have to do with Jigger. If any of you come across any videos and you find them interesting, please just, tell me below and I'll check it out. I'll make this episode 1 of as many episodes as required. All right, I'm going to get back to work. Have a great day.
And just when I thought things were going good, we had a major problem. And I had to take the whole engine apart just to fix the transmission.
I paid $500 for this bike. So this is a 1982 Honda XL 500R. And it is really, really clean for here.
It's the only good place to start, and that's kind of how this thing is acting. That's what we're going to do. Now that we have everything exposed, I'm going to take a mental inventory of exactly what we're working with. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have an ignition.